Hello YouTube, welcome back. This is Athonan here on the Daily Grind. This is the game that I have been talking about, Saint Seiya Online from Tencent. This is a now rather famous company, and forgive me if you can understand one thing, because the fucking game is in Chinese. It's a Chinese game from a Japanese cartoon called the Knights of the Zodiac. In most parts of the world, the original name is Saint Seiya. This is the announcement for the patch that is going to go live tomorrow, I believe. Very cool game. You have guys dressed up in armor that resembles the constellations in the sky. They fight under the goddess Athena, the goddess of wisdom and armed warfare. And there's pretty cool things. It's one of the reasons I'm kind of retiring from DC Legends, because every time I play this, even though I don't understand one thing in the menus and I have to use Google Translate, take screenshots and use Google Translate to do stuff, to understand what I have to do and everything else. It's just so much more fulfilling for me, especially since the anime is... I already finished this quest, so I can change back to whoever I'm going to be. Centaur Babel. There's so much to do. In the end game is also PvP exclusive. That I'm going to show you. This is the PvP screen. There's several game modes. There is a training mode, where you have to... Oh, I have been defeated a lot. Why? I used to win. Maybe that's why I'm going down in ranking. Alright, let me set up my... for example, there is this thing that DC Legends doesn't have and many other games don't have. This is a practice mode where you are given kind of a puzzle that you have to solve. I'm going to do one real quick. I have already finished them all. But you're given one puzzle. You have to defeat the opponent. The thing is, they can one-shot you. And you have to learn what the skills are for your characters. Like this. Oh yeah. And you have to keep your opponents in place. For example, here the problem is that if you don't stun or make the blonde guy asleep, he's going to crush you with a single move. So you have to abuse your powers of control with the winged guy to keep them asleep. This long-haired girl gives you 2 turns in a row, so he's like Batman, world greatest detective from DC Legends. So you can actually take 2 turns with the guy, use 1 turn to make them asleep and 1 turn to attack. And you have to experiment. You have to experiment with all the skills that you are given with all the characters, and you get prizes in the form of currency and shards and whatnot when you finish these missions. So by the time you actually face these characters on PvP, this is the easy side of the training mode, because that's the novice. There's the intermediate, which is way more difficult, and the masters, but the masters is not live yet. This is a PvP where you make your characters. Why am I not winning? Well, maybe I have to add this guy here. Yes. They added some special effects for PvP now that you can ask for godly favors and whatnot. This is the basis of all PvP. This is technically not even a ladder, it's just something you do for prizes. You can actually rank on first place if you defeat a lot of opponents, and you get limited tries a day. For every 3 wins that you get on that panel, you get a coffer with prizes. And most of these guys I can even play on Aldo. So I'm gonna let it play like that, automatically, while I talk. So you will always win, even if you are not at the top of the leaderboard of sorts that there's in this PvP mode. You're always getting prizes. I just cashed in 4 coffers with prizes, and I'm going to cash 6 more in a few seconds. Well, later, after I finish the video and I keep playing this. But the PvP itself is more fulfilling. For example, let me take this off autoplay. See, there's this thing on the... For starters, you can scroll the view to aim correctly. Then, if you notice on the top side of the screen, on the right side, there are dots, and those dots are energy that your characters use to cast their skills. Some skills, like the basic attack, cost no energy. Some of them cost 4 points of energy. For example, this one is going to be a very big attack because it costs 4 energy. So you can't just take the 4 or 5 strongest guys you have in your roster and stick them together, because they are usually going to be 3 or 4 points of energy for their skills. And what that actually means is that they don't play well together, because most of them will be using their basics. So for example, with this team I have right now, I have to use my basic guys. And literally use their basics to charge, well, hoping that it will call an assist from the shield guy, this guy. And if he attacks, he gets those green dots around him that are dragon, like that. See, he got another dragon pellet. And when he attacks with his basic, he gets another one. And when he blocks with his shields, he gets another one. So now I'm going to use this guy with a big skill to finish the pellets. And I only want to use the big skill with the shield guy when he has like that. When he has 4 pellets, he's going to give a super strong version of his attack, like that. So that's one way of playing manually. Uh, the computer plays automatically. But let's say, for example, let's say, oh, by the way, these are actual Knights of the Zodiac, the Golden Saints. On the opposing side, the guy with the rose, that's Pisces. The guy with the blue hair on my side, that's Aquarius. The next guy, this guy, for example, this Aquarius, and he uses his Cosmo Energy to reduce temperature. He can create ice. This guy with the energy on his fist is the Knight of Leo, the lion, and he creates thunder and plasma with his fist. Okay, like this. Now the shield guy, this is the Knight of Libra, and that one is a bit more obvious. The guy with the horns is the Knight of Taurus, the Golden Bull. There is one for each constellation. So, for example, with this guy, Aquarius is a control type of character. So I'm going to use 2 energy to try to freeze the opposing guy. There you go. That's like a stun. And this chick with the wings, that's the Knight of the Eagle. And in this game she is a healer, and she uses 1 energy to heal. Tauros is kind of a striker, but I don't have energy anymore after using my skills on the previous round to use his. He's a heavy striker and a tank type of guy. Now Leo also has an area of effect attack, but unlike DC Legends where area of effects are super damaging, here the more targets a skill has, the less damage it does. And you have to keep building up energy throughout the rounds to do more damage. So it's very difficult to finish one fight in just 1 or 2 rounds. And that makes it more important to have characters inside your team that are able to pace the match and have control. Control is very important. Energy control, turn control. There are guys that control speed. For Aquarius, for example, aside from stunning, he also has an area of effect attack that slows down the whole enemy team. So there are a lot of buffs and debuffs. For example, the goddess can make your characters attack with more strength, and she brings a bit of death immunity. So there is a lot of strategy in this game compared to DC Legends, in the sense that even though there are meta teams, because there are meta teams in this game, and for the guy that put a shield on this guy, he's one of the meta teams. See, I put ice on that guy, and the passive for Aquarius put a slowdown. Now that guy is slower. The guy with the horns is also one of the knights of the zodiac. He's the knight of Aries. He's called Mu. He's one of the heaviest meta tunes because he can protect your allies, and he has an area of effect and has very cool abilities if you know your character. So for example, I'm going to power up Libra now, and I'm going to try and make these guys weaker and slower. Yes. So now that he gets his area of effect attack, he's going to kill everybody because he's charged by the goddess. There you go. And that guy is like something he resuscitates if you allow him to reach the next turn, which I didn't. And he performs an AoE attack whenever he rests. So the strategy is more varied, even though there are meta tunes and there are meta teams in this game too. You have more tools to work around because maybe they have a high damage output team, but you can work around that by having a heavy control team, because they won't be able to one-shot anybody on the first turn because there is not enough energy. For example, on PvP you always start with 2 points of energy, so most of the time you start by charging with your basic attacks. And why? Because that way is cheaper. So you focus fire on a single guy, and I'm charging my heavy attack, and I'm going to use my striker. For example, this guy, the Knight of Taurus, he can kill some guys in a single round, but he has to charge that attack. It's going to take a whole round. Everybody has to go before him. He has super armor now. He can't be kicked out until he is hit 4 times in a row. There was a patch for him recently that opened the threshold from 3 times to 4 times. And I want you to see that attack because it's super awesome. It's called the Great Horn! Yeah, that guy is dead. But see, it takes a whole turn. And here's the thing. In this game, we have live PvP where we go versus actual players. So you don't know what they're going to bring into the table because you don't see a poster advertising what team he has. So you go in blind, and you have to work around whatever shortcomings your team has when you face the opposing team, like this one. It doesn't have any synergy at all. I'm going to slow them all down. There you go, slowdowns. And the guys that have red stuff debuffs on them provoke a counter strike from my Knight of Leo, where he attacks 6 times in a row, so he gets extra attacks if the enemies are debuffed. So the metagame is way more interesting than on these Hellions. It's the exact same type of gameplay. It's turn-based. Let me reduce the animation speed to normal to see if you can actually see the thunder strike. He calls lightning from the skies to kill his opponents. the meta game is way more interesting than on DC Legends. So that's why I'm kind of semi-retiring. I'm still going to be making content for DC Legends, just not as much or so focused. Because I'm playing this right now and I'm playing it hard. It's fortunate that DC Legends is so easy to play because it frees up my time for this. And now the other one, this one is very hard. It's one of the hardest PvP modes in this game because it's live. It's versus live people. And I'm not doing very good at this. See, it's searching for an opponent. There has to be somebody looking for a match for me to show. Alright. Oh, poor guy. He's so low level. And even though you can make a level 80 character from level 1, there are certain there is certain stuff. For example, this guy gives me extra energy at the start of the round. And that guy is being played by another player in real time. He's thinking way too much because, come on, that dragon only has an AoE and a block move. So come on, play already. Wow, he chickened out. Let me try another one. Probably gonna get him again. Oh no, that's more on my level. And if you are not familiar with the series, with this anime, even though I would love to recommend it to you, it's kind of very old. It's from around the same time the original Dragon Ball came out. Not Dragon Ball Z, I mean the original Dragon Ball, where when Goku was a kid. Oh, see that bind? That makes it so that any damage that you cast on the enemy team is shared between everybody on the team. So it's easier to heal. So one way of dealing with that would be trying to freeze her, but I'm not faster than her. So let's take out his damage dealer first. Yeah, it's gonna be a bitch. So let's instead use the white rose of death on this guy. Ouch! Alright, let's reduce everybody's speed. Oh wow, that guy must have a level 80. Yeah, I'm dead. That was awesome. It's I haven't found how to gear the characters yet correctly because well, the game is in Chinese and I don't know any Chinese. Even though I have looked for guides and whatnot. Yeah, the damage is amazing on that guy. And see, when you reach a certain point in the fight, every round they start increasing the damage, so you can't stall a fight for long. There's a detailed rundown of how much damage and assistance and everything you did, how much energy you spent with every character and stuff. It's pretty awesome. Would be better if I would understand what the hell it says. So, see, every time you feel that energy bar, you go up in in ranks. Like currently I'm at 2481. That's my actual PvP rank in this game mode, and I have scored 1555 points. So I need more. There's leaderboards and whatever. There's so much stuff to do. There's also... Oh, this thing is live. But nobody's making teams. Damn it. There are bosses to get stuff. And this is another PvP mode. It's not live, sadly. So every time you win 3 times, the 4th time you win, you go up in rank. Like, see, there are several categories. There's bronze, silver. I'm currently at silver 2, I believe. Yes, silver 2. And then there is gold. There is platinum. I don't know what it is. And then you reach the gold rank. So I'm peanuts here on PvP. Mostly because I haven't figured out yet how to properly build my character. But there's that, there is a... There is a guild house. That you can reach. I'm guild leader. How I became guild leader here, I don't know. But I became guild leader. This is the level up screen for the characters. I have to bring a lot of them way higher than they are right now. In fact, I was going to work on the golems. because there is so much stuff I have to do that it is not funny, man. No, not funny at all.
せめて信じる者のために死にたいのだ。
So many characters to work on, and I can still do summonings, but I'm waiting for an event that is going to go down in a couple of days. You come here to the Star Hill where there is an observatory, and you can actually move your cellular around your smartphone. You can watch the constellations. That's Leo. There's the Crab, Cancer. That's Gemini, the twins. There's Taurus. What's this? Oh, that's Pisces, the fish. So that's Aries. And as you go around the zodiac, there's also other constellations that give life to other saints. That's the Ursa Major, the Big Bear, the Big Dipper, the Hound, the Crown. There's the Bear Minus, the Dragon. What's this? That's Poseidon, I think. I don't know. I don't know who this is either. Oh. That's Aries. Also, we're back to the zodiac. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. But you can do it manually with your finger too. It's just harder to aim. Oh, that's the goddess Athena. So yeah, that's Poseidon. So it's pretty awesome, pretty awesome. That's the sextant. What's this? I don't even know, man. That's the centaur, the wolf, Scorpio, Sagittarius. That's the Kraken, the Manta Ray. What's this? Capricorn. That's Aquarius. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun. All in good fun. So here's where you summon your characters. You use the square one, the rhombus, to summon cards or characters that are grade C to A, and you use the star for ranks B to S, and the augmented reality stone also summons characters from B to S, but it allows you to pose those characters against the real life background. That's, I don't know, I don't care much for that. There's a pretty neat inventory too, something we have been asking for ages over at DC Legends, and for some reason they are unable to give it to us. So whatevers. These are my PvP prices that I just cashed in, so I get more shards. The purple shards are for grade A, the blue shards are for rank B cards, and sometimes you also get shards for S rank cards. And what I like the most about this game is that just because a character is ranked as an S card, Like these are the Knights of the Zodiac. They are S rank, of course, because they are the Gold Knights. But that doesn't make them better. You could make a team with only B cards or A cards and kick their ass. Like this, the you saw it. The Knight of Taurus is S rank, but he's one of the slowest characters in the game. Even though you can improve their speed with certain stuff, this screen allows you to equip stuff that changes certain stats, and you can increase his speed. He is naturally slow. He has one of the worst speed scores in the game. So he's one of the slowest characters, and there's no way around that. When the fastest character has over 400 points of speed, and this guy has 76, and the most you get out of gear and equipment is 100 speed points, you will see that you can do a lot of improvement for him. So they fill the roles naturally. This game is so much more fulfilling than DC Legends. And there is, I can make these are special challenges that are really, really hard. You have to really build your characters to get this, to finish this. And you get shards and you get improved odds of actually getting the character through summonings. But these fights are super, super hard. And there's replaying the story mode, normal and hard, and it gives you prizes too. There's a special event. There is this thing where you can see what cards you are missing. These are all my cards, but you can sift through them. By family, these are the Sanctuary guys, the Gold Saints, the special cards. These guys are Knights of the God Poseidon, and the garbage guys. The guys nobody wants. But they are all actually meta. Like this guy that gives you extra energy. All of them are useful. You just have to build them. And that's kind of refreshing coming from DC Legends, where you only see the exact same 4 teams at high rank. There's so much stuff to do in this game compared to DC Legends. And this is developed by a Chinese company. So it's actually based on comic books, just like DC Legends. They just happen to be Japanese comic books, and one cartoon, and several movies. So it's actually targeting the same kind of audience that DC does. So much better. Such a better game. There's stuff I haven't done today that I need to finish. Like, for example, this is to make XP agent for your guys. Here you get materials for your gear, then other materials for your skills, and here you get shards. These will be the notes that we are used to. in DC Legends, so there are plenty of characters to get from here. There's the story mode screen, several chapters. I'm already at chapter 16, and they keep adding more. They're up to 22 or 23, I think, and you can quick access some game modes from here. So you're playing story mode and you want to farm for materials, or you want to farm for skills, or you want the live events. You can do that. You can make a party. Like, let's start a party. You say that you want them from level 30 to 60. That's player level, that's account level. Yeah, I want to do that. And you put the game mode and whatever you want it for. And whenever somebody joins your party, you get a notification, and then you go inside the game mode that you choose. Like if you want to hunt for materials, would you want to do it in a party? You can do that in a party. And I shouldn't have done that. And how it works, you still get the same 6 characters, but each player controls only 2. You can change your characters around to see which ones you are going to use. So I'm going to go with Leo and this guy. I don't even know what floor they're trying to clear. Oh, so there's 2 Leos. Yeah, and the energy is shared between all 3 players, so you have to actually be nice and let the other guys do some stuff too. Or you can be an ass like I am and just put it on auto and let it rip. Oh wow, and mine is actually faster than the other guy. I think I'm higher level. Yeah, I want out. I think I can go from here. Well, hot damn. They won't let me leave. Well, I'm going to finish the video here before I run out of energy and battery on the phone. But see, it's just so much more entertaining doing this for me. And the characters, well, even though superheroes are a big part of my life, I learned to read with comic books. My mother taught me to read using comic books, so that's why they have a very deep connection with me. I am very nostalgic of old school comic books. These characters right here are my early teenage years. Wow, I just can't get out of that party. This series, the Knights of the Zodiac, literally mark a generation. If you were around the 80s in Japan or the 90s in the rest of the world, where when it was made available for the Latin American market and the European market, this thing is big. You have no idea just how deep and hardcore the fandom for this series is. It's amazing. Damn it! I'm not. I'm not fast enough. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's almost a lifestyle. So well, that's all for this video. Just to show you an alternative. There is life out there. There are many other things that are not DC Legends or even DC Unchained, and they are just newer games with better quality of life, with better options for gameplay, and just because you have been playing the other game for 2 years doesn't mean you can leave. It, they don't pay us to be stuck in that game that sadly hasn't really improved in a long time. Like I think I didn't leave DC Legends before. I'm not leaving it completely. But one of the reasons I didn't leave DC Legends before was because most of the other turn-based RPGs out there, they just uh, they just didn't offer anything that was on top of DC Legends. And for me, this game offers that. It has many game modes. It has characters that I connect better with, that I'm nostalgic for, because they're part of my childhood, my early teen years. And the series is just so memorable. It's very old. I can recommend it to you. It's because the values that are presented in it um, could be traumatizing for a younger guy, for example. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not a series for everybody right now. It was for everybody back then, but right now it's not for everybody because of the subjects it treats or how it approaches the subject matter. Anyways, for this video, for today in the Daily Grind, Satonan, that will be all. I thank you for your time. I'm really pleased to see that the channel is growing, even though I'm not very entertaining in the sense that I don't throw fits, I don't show my face, and I don't have any quirks, so to speak. But I make my content like the content I would like to see, with actual gameplay and somebody explaining or emitting opinions that are just not noises, because that's something I see a lot. Maybe it's because of my age. I'm an old guy already. I'm over 40 years old, so what I find entertaining, it's very different from what younger guys find entertaining. But I try to make the channel pleasing and appealing, and I think I'm succeeding, even if it's at a very slow pace. Anyways, thanks for your time. I invite you to subscribe, to leave a like, to leave a comment. I read everything, even if I don't answer, but I read everything, and it means a lot to me. So this is Sonan for the Daily Grind. We'll be seeing each other next time, but in the meantime, keep grinding up. I know I will. I just can't get out of this party for some reason. I will be at this for a while until my energy runs out. So, see you next time.